Welcome to the August 10th meeting of the Bloomington School Board. All members are present. Please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Would someone like to move approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you. All in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Thank you. First, we have our recognition of students, staff, and public. And we had hoped that the president of the Education Foundation of Bloomington would be here tonight, Ann Tillotson, but she had a conflict and was not able to attend. And being that I am also on the board of the Education Foundation of Bloomington, she asked that I give her little notes that she wanted to share. 2 weeks ago, we hosted a golf tournament over at Dwan Golf Course, and we had 120 golfers, and we raised approximately $35,000 for the students of Bloomington. We have a vision of supporting and changing the educational experiences of our youth in cases of need that go beyond, especially when public funding is not available. The money that we raise will go to ensure that our stipend program continues to offer opportunities so students and staff can participate in programs that may not otherwise be financially available to them. It is through this program that we build confidence, positioning students for success, and exposing them to positive adult role models. We also have our Children's Food for Thought program that assists students who can't afford a school lunch but yet don't qualify for federal assistance. Through this program, every Bloomington student in need has lunch. So we want to thank all the sponsors, all the donors, and all the golfers. We really appreciate it. And we had over 60 volunteers, over 40 businesses who donated prizes or in-kind gifts. And we also had over 110 people come to our dinner at the Minnesota Valley. So we just want to thank everyone in Bloomington that helped to make this be a success, and we hope to help the students of Bloomington be successful also. So thank you. Next, we will have an introduction of Jennifer McIntyre, the new Executive Director of Special Ed, and I believe our new Assistant Superintendent, Eric Melby, will be here to introduce her.
Chair Bartolotta, members of the board, Superintendent Fujitaki, I'd like to formally introduce you to our new Executive Director of Special Education, Jennifer McIntyre. Jennifer completed her undergraduate and graduate degrees from the University of Wisconsin. Clearly, we didn't hold that against her. We hired her for the position anyway. She began her educational career serving as a school psychologist for 7 years up in Seattle, Washington. Then she moved back to Minnesota and has served as a special education supervisor in Austin and at South Washington County Schools. In the past, just 1 year ago, she was serving as the Director of Special Education for Intermediate District 287. Jennifer is married to her husband, Corey. They live in South Minneapolis with 3 children who attend Hale Elementary School there, twins, Morgan and Kendall, and their second graders in Riley, who's entering kindergarten. And fun fact, her husband, Corey, is actually the Director of Student Services for North St. Paul Maplewood School District. So they're kind of known as a power couple in special education. Another second fun fact, Jennifer can copy numeric Morse code in 10 languages. I'm not even sure what that means. What it does. Anyway, I want to welcome Jennifer and let her say a couple of words.
Thank you, Eric, and thank you for this wonderful opportunity to come and serve Bloomington. I feel I'm very excited, and it's been a good month and a half of getting to know the staff so far that have been here this summer. Our administrative team have been very welcoming, and I'm learning a great deal of new acronyms I'm learning this summer, trying to learn my Bloomington speak very quickly. But I feel really welcomed here and really good part of a strong administrative team, so thank you. And thank you for everybody welcoming tonight. I really appreciate that.
Thank you.
Welcome, Jennifer. Before we move on, is there anyone who wishes to address the school board on an item that is not on the agenda? Seeing no one come forward, we'll move on to part A. Someone like to move that?
So moved.
Thank you. Part A is our board business, field trips, grants, and contracts and agreements. All in favor of part A, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Brings us to part B. Greater Twin Cities United Way Grant for Bloomington Career and College Academy. I'll invite Tamara Siv to come to the table, our new Executive Director of Community Services. Would someone like to move the resolution?
Madam Chair,
Mhm.
be it resolved that the School Board of Independent School District 271 accepts $490,500 initiative grant from Greater Twin Cities United Way to support the Bloomington Career and College Academy program. The grant period is from July 1st, 2015 through June 30th, 2016.
Thank you. Tamara?
Good evening, Madam Chair, Superintendent Fujitaki, members of the board. You have the resolution in front of you to accept the grant from the Greater Twin Cities United Way for $490,500 to support our Bloomington Career and College Academy. This grant will support the implementation of all 4 pathways: health sciences, IT, law enforcement, construction, and a career coordinator position to support our students in the development of their personal growth plans, otherwise PGPs. You got that one down, Jennifer? Okay. So really, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Greater Twin Cities United Way for their generous support of the Bloomington Career and College Academy. They've shown an extreme commitment to this work, and all of the legislation in Minnesota and federally that is behind this. So it's been a wonderful partnership, and they're providing lots of resources even outside of that money that they're committing to us. And so at this time, administration recommends approval.
Thank you. Does anybody have any questions about this? Go ahead.
I do have just a general question about the grants, because I see that we have a couple here. Now, when we get a grant like this, it is earmarked for that. I mean, it goes in that bucket, has to be used for Career and College Academy, correct? And then, if something were to change, down the road, if we changed the name or we didn't have Career and College Academy, what then, do we have to refund it, or?
My understanding, this is a one-year grant from United Way, so the monies will be used.
We use this year, okay, thanks.
Any other questions?
So do we know if this is gonna be a annual contribution or just kind of like a one-time thing? And if it's just one time, how are we going to be paying for these programs once that money is gone?
Well, this is for this year, but their organization is really focused on this work, so I really don't know 2 or 3 years what the opportunities will be. But we've been having an open dialogue with them to see if there will be a continued opportunity to receive that support. I don't think we will know that exactly until probably, January, February, as to where they're gonna commit their dollars and how to apply for that funding. But as our 3-year plan with these grants, 2 grants tonight, in our budget, we really, for the first 3 years, we have a plan to be financially stable.
Thank you. Director Sorrell?
And then just the fact that it is to focus on the enrolling the younger grades and supporting them 10 through 12. Our original plan was 11th and 12th, but we wanted to have it open to the 10th and earlier too. So is this supplement the plan, or were we gonna do 10th through 12th originally?
Well, depending on the pathway and what kind of opportunities for 10th graders are available, really the outreach for 9th grade is about that PGP process. And if there's prerequisites that they should be taking because they want to get in the health sciences pathway, having that information out there, having that coaching process so that students and families know, hey, I'm interested in this pathway, so I need to start looking at these classes in 9th and 10th grade to prepare myself to be in that position. So that's really what that work is about, and to give information about careers, career opportunity. As you know, construction is one of our pathways and it's booming out there, but students and families don't have an understanding or the information about what's actually going on in that career area. So that's another piece of that work, of reaching out and making sure students and families can make really informed decisions.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Hearing none? All in favor of this resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any Any opposed? None. Thank you, Tamara. Oh, next, we have the acceptance of a grant from the Walzer Foundation to Independent School District 271. Director Saga.
Be it resolved that the School Board of Independent School District 271 accepts a $50,000 grant from the Walzer Foundation to support the Bloomington Career and College Academy program. The grant period is for the 2015-16 school year.
Thank you. Want to address that?
Madam Chair, Superintendent Fujitaki, and board members, you have in front of you the resolution to accept the grant from Walzer Foundation to support the Bloomington Career and College Academy. The grant is for $50,000 for the school year of 2015-16 to support program and implementation and general operational costs. We're also working with Walzer currently to develop an automotive career pathway. So we are, again, trying to strengthen our partnership and possible future opportunities for more financial support. The Walzer Foundation has been incredible to work with. They have reached out to us. Gary Crescent did a lot of work in this area to build that relationship and understanding of what our vision of the Bloomington Career and College Academy was all about, and they are very excited and want to support our students and families. So at this time, administration recommends approval.
Thank you. Are there any questions about this grant? Hearing none, all in favor of the resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Oh, Madam Chair, I'm sorry, I
Oh,
should have
please.
asked the question. Can we get a discount if we take our car into Walzer?
Julie can sure try. I'd like to see what happens.
I'll let you know.
Report back.
I think that would go above the $5 political contribution
Sure.
limit.
Sure. All right, next we have a resolution regarding the training contract between Hennepin Technical College and Independent School District 271. Someone
Madam
to read
Chair?
it?
Yeah.
Director Saga.
Resolved that the School Board of Independent School District 271 accepts the contract with Hennepin Technical College to provide instruction at the Bloomington Career and College Academy. The term of this contract is September 1st, 2015 to June 6th, 2016.
Second.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, Superintendent Fujitaki, and board members, you have in front of you a resolution to accept the contract with Hennepin Technical Colleges to provide instruction for the Bloomington Career and College Academy in the 2015-16 school year. HTC will provide instruction for medical terminology, emergency medical responder, and emergency medical technician. We appreciate the collaboration and support from Hennepin Technical College as we continue to grow our partnerships. They have been very supportive of this work and providing opportunities for our students. So at this time, administration recommends approval.
Thank you. Are there any questions about this agreement?
These are transcripted credits, right? So if,
Correct.
okay.
So they will get high school credit and then transfer to Hennepin Technical College credit.
Anyone else? Any other questions? Seeing none, all in favor of this contract, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have a resolution regarding the Second Amendment to existing transportation center lease. Someone to move that resolution?
Madam Chair. Be resolved, the School Board of Independent School District 271 approves the attached Second Amendment to existing lease with Swanitsky Enterprises, LLC, doing business as A1 Foam Specialties Company Incorporated.
Is there a second? Thank you.
Chair Barlotta, Superintendent Fujitaki, board members. This is a renewal or an extension of a lease that has been in place since 2003. When the district brought back their own transportation department. It is the rental of the front suite of that rental property where our transportation center is. And administration recommends expanding this lease for the 3-year period of time with a 1-year option, the 3rd year of either party leaving. Part of that is as we start talking about our long-term facility plans, we just don't want to be locked in for more than a 2 or 3-year period of time.
Anyone have any questions for Director Zirkovich? Go ahead.
Just a quick one on, do you think these A1 Foam has been a good thing?
Yes, very good.
their rent been the same since '03, or has it gone up at all, or?
The rent was, at the original rent was about $5,000. We did bump it up. Over the last, term of the last 5 years, we've gone back to based on comparables and some of the oldness of the space, we went back to the $5,000 a year rental.
And incidentally, they don't give discounts for purchasing any of the foam over there either.
You tried it.
You tried that yet? Yeah.
I try for every break we can get for the district.
Are we a little bit late on this one? It looks like, was I reading this right, where the agreement expired on July 31st?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a process that, kind of working back and forth, negotiating with them.
Okay. So then this one, it looks like, just to make sure I understand it, so it's effective August 1st of 2015, for a term of 3 years with the option of canceling the final year if notice is given prior to July 31st next year. So they're locked in for 3 years unless they cancel by the end of next year. Or we cancel. Okay. All right. Just making sure I was reading correctly. Thanks.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all in favor of this resolution, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Next, we have a resolution regarding Intermediate School District 917 Long-Term Facility Maintenance Program Project. Someone like to move the resolution?
Madam Chair?
Director Bennett.
Be resolved, the School Board of Independent School District 271 approved the long-term facility maintenance program budget of Intermediate School District 917 and authorizes the inclusion of a portion share of Intermediate School District's long-term facility maintenance projects and the district's application for long-term facility maintenance review revenue.
Second.
Thank you.
This is just more of a procedural resolution. Back in June 22nd, the board approved a resolution for Intermediate District 917 for their health and safety program. With the change in legislation that's pretty much combined deferred maintenance and health and safety, all they're doing is they are resubmitting their proposal under more of a different name. It's the same dollar amount as they presented in the first resolution. So administration is looking for approval on this.
Anyone have any questions, comments? Hearing none, all in favor of this resolution, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed?
Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we'll have some policy review. The second reading of revised policy 601.1, graduation requirements. Someone on the, Director Crown?
Madam Chair, be it resolved that the School Board of Independent School District 271 approves a second reading of revised policy 601.1, graduation requirements.
Second.
Thank you. Assistant Superintendent Aldewell.
Thank you, Chair Bartolotta, board members, Superintendent Fujitaki. The first reading of this policy was in June 22nd. Chris Lennox was still here at that time and completed the language on this second reading. We're updating this as a response to recent legislative changes, and this aligns our graduation requirements to students' personalized growth plan goals and college and career readiness expectations set forth by Minnesota's World's Best Workforce Statute. And then changes in regulation in section C1 and C2 clarify student choice in graduation ceremonies and include personalized growth plan requirements to graduate. Administration is recommending approval, and I can answer the questions you may have.
Anyone have any questions? Hearing none. All in favor of the second reading of required policy 601.1, please signify by saying aye.
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 Any opposed? Thank you. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about the first reading of revised policy 208 on board policies.
All right. Be it resolved that the School Board of Independent School District 271 approves the first reading of revised policy 208, school board policies.
Second. Thank you.
Yeah, I can set it up.
Sure.
Please. Okay, one of the school board goals for 15-16 is to establish a board policy committee. Administration, working with the chair, asked board members who would be interested in serving on this committee. On July 16th, the three members, board members who expressed interest met with administration. These board members are board member Tom Bennett, board member Rick Oliva, and board member Jim Sora. And the purpose of the meeting was to identify steps the board needed to take to set up this board policy committee. And the members working in administration identified that the current policy, this policy, needed to be updated. And I'm going to turn it over to board member Rick Oliva to talk about this, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
So we met, Director Storm was absent, so Tom and I made all the rules, and he just had to go along with it. One of the things that we decided as part of the committee, that the committee, when the committee met, it would then establish a chair of the committee. Tom and I decided that the chair would be me for this go-around. We also, one of the things that we discussed in concert with the superintendent was the schedule for reviewing the policy, so how often we would meet. And one of the things we discussed about this specific policy was that it would be overly redundant if we had a policy committee and then we also had 2 readings of every policy at the board table. And so you'll see that reflected in the policy below, where the first reading, where it says board action, first reading, second reading are stricken, and what ends up happening is administration presents the proposal for any new policy to the policy committee. The policy committee fleshes out everything, presents it to the board, and at that time, then the board could either take action or send it back to the policy committee instead of having the second reading. Now, for the policies that we're discussing tonight, since we haven't already established that as being how we do business, we will have a first reading tonight. Then at our next meeting, assuming that everybody agrees, we would have the second reading, and then going forward, the change would take place. I'm not sure, was there anything else I think we need to add?
Does anyone have any questions or would they like to have discussion regarding this?
Pretty straightforward to me.
All right. Then, we'll move this resolution. All in favor of this resolution on the first reading of revised policy 208, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So then we have policy 208.1, the regulations.
Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Be resolved, the School Board of Independent Schools District 271 approves no changes to policy 208.1, school board policies.
Second?
Someone like to speak to this?
Thank you.
Okay.
Our practice, the board's practice is whenever a policy comes up for review, we look at if there are any related policies to the policy under discussion. And since policy 208 has a related policy 208.1 regulations, we are bringing it for board review. We're saying that no changes need to be made at this time.
Okay, is there any discussion, questions? Director
I
Sharp?
kind of have a question about this, but then the previous one too. I guess from a legal standpoint, asking our counsel, there's nothing in MSBA or legislature or anything like that that says we have to have 2 readings as a board, is there?
No, it was just your policy.
At the time, it was established as our policy, so we can change that policy by having the policy committee to be like the first reading and then go second. All right, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Hearing none. All in favor of this resolution regarding policy 208.1, signify by saying aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Well, being that this is our first meeting back since a long time ago, does anyone have a board member report?
Sure, I'll go.
Sure.
I attended the Human Rights Commission and the city had their 25th anniversary celebration of American Disabilities Act, and what was a, individual on the panel that was a graduate of our schools, and she, gave us a really great endorsement that how great her experience had been in special ed in our school district. And I just wanted to mention that she said something to the effect of, the IEP process here, which is, for people that don't speak special ed, individual's education plan that is provided through, Individuals Disability Education Act. Anyway, she said that ours was probably the best in the country, I heard her say. So, I just wanted to say, the great work on, the superintendent, Fujitaki, and our former special ed directors, that, Pat Garrity and Candy Lebansky and Mr. Eric Noby. So, I thought it was pretty, nice to hear that on the panel, that she thought that her experience at school and the IEP process and her accommodations had been, very, very well done, so. The other thing, I did have a chance to attend the MSBA, summer seminar, and, on Sunday evening, I attended the negotiations. I did find, very interesting, they had a superintendent, I think, and head of a teachers union talking about, a new way they're doing contracts, so I found that very interesting. And then, of course, the next day, there were many sessions. I also, enjoyed the keynote was Critical Conversations About American Schools by Dr. Draper, and that was also very interesting. That's it, thank you.
Thank you.
I don't take anyone else's time. All right, I was also at the MSBA summer seminar, up in Brooklyn Park. We listened to the demographer, the state demographer. It's Susan Weller, is it? Yeah, she happens to be a Bloomington parent. Just a sort of fun fact, but it's interesting to look at those numbers and listen to them and hear what they have to say. There was also, like Don said, many breakout sessions. There was Q&A with the commissioner. It's always interesting to listen to the Commissioner of Education, Brenda Casilius. Also had a 917 board meeting where, among other things, we went over the superintendent contract, and that particular board had its organizational meeting. We do that in the summertime, so our the first Monday that we meet in January here, we did in July. So the officers were elected of that board, and it's interesting to see how a 9-member board works versus a 7-member board. Tom and Don and I were at the summer camp over at Normandale Lake. Tom and I learned a lot about how to put up a tent in a hurry. And we were fortunate that some of our neighbors lent us some chairs to sit at. And then we met a lot of young families and handed out some literature about the schools. And I thought it was a worthwhile event, a good way to meet the community. MSBA member district number 4, we had a breakfast at Hopkins Community Center. I think it used to be Lindbergh, either Lindbergh or Eisenhower, the old one of the old high schools. And that was a really interesting conversation. There were 5 students. I think 3 of them, I think 3 of them were current students, 2 maybe had graduated. And they were either gone through, started, or were going to go through a gender reassignment. And so that was basically the topic of discussion, and all the barriers that the students that make that choice in their life face in schools. And it was just really very fascinating and eye-opening to sit and listen for, I think it was an hour.
Yeah,
Conversation.
it was.
The community engagement committee met. Don is the chair of that particular community. Thank you for accepting that spot. We had a conversation along with the superintendent. And I was also at the 25th anniversary of the American Disability Act. Judge Donovan Frank was there, and I made notes of the same student who had gone through and said what a wonderful experience she had with her elementary principal, with her middle school principal, and her high school principal, and how accommodating they were when she went to the schools and said, I want to get to the playground. Do you have a door opener? put a substance on the floor on that ramp, so her wheelchair would slip going up, she'd get traction going up, and she wouldn't slip coming down, she wouldn't lose control. And those are things that perhaps we don't think about, but they mean, they mean getting to class to students with disabilities. And then a similar conversation about the door that opened to the restroom that this student could use in high school. It opened in such a way that the only stall that you could use if you were in a wheelchair was sort of right there. When the door opened, the stall was open, and because you're in a wheelchair, she was unable to close the stall door. So when people came and went, you could look right into the stall door. And that particular principal made the change quickly, and just made her experience in school very, very a lot better. And then, of course, it was fun to be at the Education Foundation Bloomington Ball Tournament. I was over with Colleen Berg, is a teacher at Northdale Hills Elementary, and I want to say the young lady's name is Jennifer. We were doing door prizes over at Minnesota Valley, and that was a lot of fun. It was fun to see so many people come, and it was really fun to see them reach into their pockets and share their love. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Anyone else have a report?
I can go since Dick made a comment about the conference that we attended with MSBA District 4 about transgender students. And as Dick was mentioning, they talked about the barriers that they have to face while they were attending public schools, but also they talked about the many opportunities that certain schools have provided to them so that they could feel comfortable and safe. And it's just kind of another call, another eye-opener for the things that we as a school districts can do for all of our students. And well, I did not attend the summer seminar, the MSBA, so probably you already noticed that I wasn't there. And the reason why I wasn't there is because I got a new job with St. Louis Park Public Schools as an AP Spanish teacher. Been given a great opportunity to work with them this year, so I'm very excited about that. And I was gone to California for a whole week trainings where I learned a lot. So, but I'm here, back, and I'm ready to go again.
Anyone else have anything?
Just share that students have an awful lot of opportunities throughout the summer to participate at SLAM and other things. They had various musicals, plays, and other things that went on in the schools, and so it was just fun to see. We were out in Apple Valley, and there was 3 busloads of students from Bloomington that were using their park and pool out there. And so just, that they had so many opportunities, so it's just fun to see that the kids are well taken through our Bloomington Park and Rec department, as well as our summer programs in our Bloomington schools.
Thank you. Anyone else? I have just 2 things. If there's anyone interested in being an MSBA delegate, we need to send in our applications. I believe it's this week or early next week. So if you have any interest, please let me know so we can get your name on the list and send that in. And another point I'd like to bring up is that our teamwork session in September has been postponed to a date in November. We haven't quite settled on a date yet, but I just want you to, you can take that off your calendar in September.
Okay.
Thank you for that. That brings us to our superintendent's report.
Great, thank you. The administration requests a motion to establish a school board closed session to discuss negotiations, closing Monday, August 24th at 6 p.m. here at the Educational Services Center.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor of a closed session on August 24th at 6 p.m.? Please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No. Thank you.
Next thing is back to school activities start. New teachers will have a workshop next week. Returning teacher workshops begin on the week of August 25th. And the back to school celebration, annual celebration, will be at Jefferson High School on Tuesday, August 25th at 8 a.m. first day of school starts before Labor Day, everyone. The first day for students for grades 1 through 12 is on September 1st. Kindergartners have a modified day on September 1st, and their classes begin on September 2nd. And just one more thing about the Education Foundation of Bloomington Golf Tournament. It started in the early 90s. It's the first time it was sold out with 120 golfers, and this is the largest amount that tournament has ever raised. So again, a great job by the foundation. That concludes my report. Thank you.
Is there any other business to come before the